first of all, they get excited about teaching. Now, when I suggest, hey, you want to go outside and go for a run, that's how I've gotten my nephews out to exercise, by just simply taking interest in what they say. So I think it's what you've done today on this webinar. I don't know if you've done this already, but I think that was a great switch up, a great plan, because that wasn't in your original plan, was it?
No, it was the part of the original 6 steps to strengthen your bond.
But it wasn't in your webinar. You didn't mention it.
So this webinar is like the other half of the modules.
Okay.
So I'm recording the modules as I do my webinar. So I can cut up the webinar later.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean.
Let's do the modules.
Got it. So you're just you're doing like what Gene's doing. He's doing a different topic for each webinar.
I don't know if I can stretch it for 30 minutes each module. I can talk about it endlessly, right? But for now,
sorry. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say that I was watching, what's his name, Guy Kawasaki, and he said even if you have 1 hour allotted, you should get your thing done in 20 minutes.
If you have 1 hour, what?
Even if you have 1 hour, so it's like 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on your Zoom, on your webinar, get the presentation done in 20 minutes. That's what he says.
Okay.
And that's because people's attention span, apparently, if you could get it done in 20 minutes. And I'm not lecturing you. I'm just saying that's what.
I think I did it in like 15 minutes. My presentation is 15 minutes and there's 15 minutes of Q&A.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
And it's because 1 hour is like all the modules. Maybe I can do one time all the modules in one go, but it's too much information for people.
Right.
Because once you go more than 3 things, you start losing the focus.
I think two modules is
5 plus 2. You know this 5 plus 2, 6 plus 2. Depends on which book you read. It's like people can remember 5 things plus 2 levels of abstraction. Like you know what an apple is in your mind. But what you do hold in your mind, that first it's a plant and it's a tree. It takes like 15 years to grow. It has seeds inside. It has like skin and the stem and the leaves. For you, apple is an abstraction of this huge thing. And you have like 5 layers of abstraction to remember what is an apple. So people can't be pushed more than 5 levels at a time.
I see. So 2 is best. Is that what you mean? What you're saying?
So it's like some people have 7 levels, some people have 5 levels, but 3 levels is like three things. They can remember 3 things good. And if you start pushing, so it's like 5 plus 2 or minus 2.
So how would you suggest? What are some good examples for a father or a mother to give their children that exercise that they need to balance out the video game?
My basic, go around the block. It's like the basic thing. Finish the game just before you go to bed. It's like for bigger kids, they're like 10 years, 11 years old. Go around the block. Easy. If you have a block. So if you live in like I don't know, like separate houses. I don't know how it's called. Rural. How it called in English? Like my sister-in-law, they have like a driveway and that's it, and then like in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, rural.
I don't know. You can't
Rural.
really go around the block. Okay, so go play in the yard. I don't know. Play catch. Whatever feels like that you're doing fun for both of you. You did something before you start playing video games. I don't know. Go cycling. Go foraging for, I don't know, mushrooms. Just do once, twice a week. I don't know. Go see wild turkeys. Because like they have like wild turkeys and wild deers that go around their house. Where do your sister and nephew lives?
We have a block.
Go around the block. Go to the play yard. Go jump together. Skip rope. Do the how do you call this one? That they make a square out of a rubber band and they jump.
I don't know.
Class maybe. Class is like jumping on the floor. You put squares on the floor. So there's like 1001 activities that you can do together. You can throw stones in the river. It's also an activity. The most important thing is you get out of the chair and do whatever feels good to you too. Go around the block, go play ping pong, go play basketball, go play soccer, go, I don't know, mini golf, go to the fly box. You know what fly box is? It's like you have this crazy vent that shoots air up and you float in the air inside the tube. You have this crazy attraction. It's like 2 minutes of flight and it's like 1 hour of exercise. You're floating on air in a special suit.
Wow.
Maybe you have it somewhere there. So what kind of thing do you do that you don't go to the gym? What do you do?
I think going on a jog is good. Running up hills are good. That's what I make my nephews do when my brother puts them in my control.
Yeah, chase them. Make them
chase them around, yeah. Wrestle. I like what you said about jiu-jitsu or kung fu.
Yeah.
I think that I wish I would have done that as a child because I spent a lot of time in front of the screen playing Sega Genesis and I didn't get enough exercise at a certain point.
I'm not saying I'm the perfect athlete, but I say I'm like balanced. So my capoeira coach always said that the capoeirista has like 5 points. It's like the music, the singing, the acrobatics, the capoeira, and the social. So a good capoeirista is in the middle, is like in the middle between all of the things. Because if you go too much into singing, that you lose everything. You're too much into playing instruments, you lose the other things. So you must find yourself balanced. So I was playing and studying and doing sport, and I was shy, but I was pushed myself always to the crowd. Maybe. How old is he, your nephew?
10.
10.
But I have two. Well, I have two that love video games, but my brother's son plays much more.
Ask him what sport does he like. I will send you in Instagram. I will say you like this dude. Like he's like a hunk, super handsome. He's like playing video games with this headset, and he's just like this great big muscles. Like I don't have like these muscles, and he's like playing video games. That's what first time I watched it. They all have their diet, their physical training, their mind training, the yoga, the rest, the massage, like this whole sport.
Yeah, no one complains about a child spending too much time in a desk at school. They sit
Yeah,
in a
they sit
desk.
12 hours in school, nobody complains. If they play
Yeah,
3 hours of soccer, nobody complains. If they play a whole day of basketball, nobody complains. It's an addiction. It's still an addiction, but it's like it's a socially acceptable addiction. Be addicted to sport. Yeah, like
but once it's video game, which is equally stimulating and engaging your problem solving faculties, then there's a problem. That's kind of odd how that happened.
because it's grown so much faster than anything else. It's grown in like 10 years to huge proportions. But people don't change their social acceptable things so fast. So let's say if basketball took 30-40 years to ramp. So if you were playing basketball, you're maybe considered an ex-convict, yes, playing in the hood, and up till it gained traction in national TV. So the funniest example is in Russia. The first when the jazz music came, it was if you're a jazz musician, you're probably a criminal. So it's one step from the saxophone to the knife. That was the sentence. And look now what happened. It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna let you off the hook. Thank you for participating. Great questions. I'm gonna post this in YouTube for you to see. Peace.
Thanks, Alex. I think it's a great course.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.